Abhishek?
Okay, everybody ready?
Yes.
All right, I see your screen.
I think the guy whose screen is available is not able to speak.
Abhishek, can you hear us? Just speak
Oh.
something if you can hear us.
I've got two of you here. Abhishek actually disappeared from the listing here. Oh no, he's now
Okay,
over
I
here.
think he's encountering some, yeah.
Okay,
I think he was encountering some technical
All
difficulties.
right, and I have to do that. All right, now you should be able to talk.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you see my screen as well? Am I sharing?
I see one that says,
Yes,
let's
we can.
get started.
Correct. And now, did you see it change?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You might want to speak up a little bit, though.
Well, okay, okay. Is it better now?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. So, who else is on the? I can't see who else is on the session.
It's okay, Abhishek. You can start with the presentation.
Do we have James? James, are you there on the presentation?
Yes, we do. I'm under a different name here, but yes. That's what's I see. That's what's confusing you. I see.
Yes, actually, I don't know who's Philip, so I just
right.
That it's James.
Yep.
Are you there?
Nope, we got all of us here.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, so I guess the issue that the Daphne was facing earlier today was that the WAR file had been optimized for a specific server. In that case, it was Apache Tomcat, and it seems that you were trying to run it on a Glassfish server. So that's the reason why it was probably giving you an error. So we fixed that and sent you a latest WAR file, which I have here, and I'll try to just execute the code on my local Eclipse environment. So is that fine?
All right. We also found one other thing. There are two different versions of XchangeCore, and got it working on the newer version, but also needed to work on the version that uses Java 1.7. So can you compile a version with 1.7?
I guess I have 1.8 on my machine. Harsh, can you pitch in here?
Are you talking about Java 1.8? I mean, because Java is currently on version 7 right now. Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Currently, Java is running on version 7. I guess the latest one is 7 and 8 going on. So, how can you? I mean, I think the version number might be something different than the one which you're saying.
Yeah, version 7, right? Yeah.
Yeah. 7.
Yeah, I said 1.7. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So
yeah, we have built the software for version number 7 itself.
Okay, if you could send us the WAR file for that, that would be great.
All right. The WAR file which we sent you is for version number 7.
Now that is not really right. According to the the error messages show that it is not compatible with because with the JDK 7 1.7, so JRE 7. So I put the WAR file on a 8 machine, and it works. So I
Okay,
think
so you want an older version.
some of the class file you
Mm-hmm.
compiled probably
Mm-hmm.
somehow use 8. So that if
Yeah.
you find a switch in there, a switch when you doing compile, say target is using 7, I think that should work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. I mean, I guess the issue would be because of the libraries which you've used. Some of the libraries might be just running on version 8. So we'll try to find some older version libraries which will run on version 7 itself also.
Yeah, that should work.
Okay.
Okay, because right now I have, can you see this? I have JDK 1.8 in my Eclipse right now. So in case I install Java 7 on my PC, I guess it will mess up the entire application. So
Yeah.
shall I proceed with by running this version on this version?
Yes, we certainly continue going through this on your working version.
Okay. So I'll execute the index.jsp file here. So what we have done here is the first link is the code of the earlier group which had coded for the JSON output. We fixed some errors that we were encountering on some of the cases. So we have fixed that, and now if you click on this link, it will just compile and give you the file with the JSON output. It takes a few seconds.
What's the largest data set that you tried using this on? Actually, I guess my question is, were you looking,
So
were you using that the XchangeCore that we have here, the one that was a host 2 XchangeCore?
Yeah, the thing is we are directly
yes,
fetching the data from your XchangeCore servers. So whatever data your server sends, we are processing that.
Okay.
so this is the JSON output. You can see this is the. Can you see the notepad screen?
Yes.
This is the uh, JSON output. See the data that is from the XML format is now in JSON format here.
Is this one
And
posted?
then
Yeah.
if you click on the GeoJSON output,
All right, and that data came from host 2.
Sorry?
That
Yes,
data came from host 2 live when you were connecting there.
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, sorry. Abhishek, can you please click on myresources.java? We can show them the link which we are fetching from.
Sure. So here is the actual Java class, which processes both the JSON and the GeoJSON output. So here's the link, here's the URL that we are building, host to XchangeCore.
Okay, so the link, the URL is hard-coded.
Yeah, only the URL, but the parameter would be taken from the user, the product type.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
And
The URL is hard-coded. The URL is hard-coded, but the parameter will be taken from the user, which is the product type and the data format, like JSON or GeoJSON.
Right, but true. But the URL itself is hard-coded. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So if I want,
Only the
okay, it's
yeah. Yeah, can you move that out into a configuration file?
I mean, as in, what do you want to do? Because
Sorry?
if you deploy this, I mean, see, the server which from where you want to get the data is going to remain the same, right? The main server, the Exchange Core server.
Yes, but this could be given to many different XchangeCore servers. So we need to be
True,
able.
but the yeah,
Actually,
but the data from where that server will fetch the data would be the same, right? From where it will get the original XML file.
No, there are 50 XchangeCore now. So
Okay.
we would want to change everything before the pub you would want to have in a configuration file.
Okay,
So
so
you
you
mean this part right here, this can change dynamically, right?
Yes.
yeah, okay, so we got it. You want the initial part to change dynamically. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, if you want, we can even make the URL dynamic.
yeah, just read that from
And
a separate context file.
then we'll need to know how many. Okay.
Either that or but then you have two versions. I was going to say just use localhost so you can drop this into whatever core. That's how you want to use it. Like I did on,
Yeah.
that's right. So the URL
We
is the
can do
same.
that.
Yeah, but
So if you want, I mean,
this
yeah,
string,
when you deploy this on your own Exchange Core, you can just change it to localhost, so you can directly fetch it from the own host itself.
Right. So if I drop your WAR file into a XchangeCore Tomcat web app, then it would just look at that specific core to get to get the JSON out.
no, not actually,
Why not?
because this string is going to come. Oh no, right. Sorry. This is connecting to XchangeCore. All right. So you guys can decide that. That's whether you want to call it localhost in a desert or whether you want to have a.
Well, if you have a separate context file, that gives me a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah.
The reason why I said that is because the URL between your old
Right,
core
they change.
and your new core is just a tad different.
Yeah.
So I would have, if it's localhost, I would have to probably need two versions.
Yeah. Now let's move that into a context file then.
I'm not sure what you mean.
So that
Okay, I got it. Yeah, you want the configuration file, right? The URL to be in
Yeah.
a configuration file. Yeah, we can do that. All right.
Yeah.
So that will be user specified when you launch the file at start, right?
Yes.
So you can specify the URL whenever you deploy it on your server.
Right. Every time you deploy, you're going to specify
Yeah.
which one you're connecting.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. Okay.
Okay, so the user will have an option to select from the menu cores here, as well as
No,
the
not the
type
user.
of.
The administrator will, when he'll deploy it, he'll select which host he wants, which URL he wants from.
Okay. Okay.
So during initialization, you just read the context file and use
Yeah, sure.
that to compose your URL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Can you show him the GeoJSON output?
Sure. This is the GeoJSON output.
Let's
It's the
see.
same XML data now converted into GeoJSON.
Yeah, that's the.
And you can also test it through a validator to see whether it's working or not. Abhishek, can you please just copy those whole data and open a GeoJSON validator to check the data?
How do we do that?
Yeah, just copy this whole data and paste it into a GeoJSON validator online. Yep, that's the link.
Here?
Yeah, just paste it here. Yep, replace it. Yep.
So,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's valid duration data. That's right.
Yeah. And does this, when you click on that, does it give the pop-up?
We can try that. Can you just click on it? Anyone, Abhishek? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's not reading anything
Yeah,
though.
no, it's not getting it.
No.
but we are getting the
this
data
valid-
in this file, right? We
Yeah.
have the data in this file, like these coordinates.
It's got the coordinates.
Again, the validator inside is not reading that data. The validator from that website.
Right.
Do you want me to check somewhere else?
All it knows is you have a bunch of objects.
Yeah, because I think because our JSON data is dynamic, it can't read actually which objects we have because you need to actually specify the object name to read them.
And in this site?
Yeah, in this site, because this is just a site to test whether the data is in a GeoJSON format. It's not actually showing what data it is there inside.
Mm-hmm. It's basically for the syntax or the other validations, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll play with it with another map. Although that was a leaflet map, which is pretty much the standard for GeoJSON. So you guys might want to check that to see why that one isn't displaying the information properly.
Okay.
So, which one should I use here?
Sorry?
Do you want me to test it on some other site? Or?
No, it's okay. We'll just test it out afterwards to see what's the issue.
Okay, okay. So, yeah. So, output files which you get from the application, which converts the same XML data into two different formats, JSON and GeoJSON.
Yeah, this certainly looks clean, and it should be able to come up in those pop-ups and just be saying, well, you went past it, but state and the state name, city and the city name, and all that. So.
Okay. So we'll just look into that and just send you, if there's an issue, we'll just let you know.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want me to show some particular screen here, or you want to see something here?
Actually, one thing I would like to go back to is what the URL is that would feed the information about the product type. I guess that's what I'm looking for. What does the URL look like that you receive into
for the user? Yeah, okay. Can you please click on the index.jsp? Abhishek, it's over there.
Okay. Yeah, so these are the two URLs.
So you can see we are asking for two parameters from the user. One would be product type and one would be format. And the other would be full. The initial part of the URL from webapp/myresource will be your server's URL wherever you have launched this product.
And how does somebody get that to you?
Sorry?
I'm sitting here at a computer with a program,
So see how this will go is, yeah, if you launch this WAR file at any server, if you launch it, if you just put it in your server and the website name is xyz.com. So the people, how it will run is, user will type in the browser or in any web application xyz.com question mark, and then they'll copy the front part. They'll write product type equal to the product type and format equal to JSON or GeoJSON, and full equal to true, and then you'll get the data.
All right, so I'm just
So that, yeah,
everything after
the
the
initial
question.
part depends on where.
Yeah. So everything after the question mark, the user adds, and the front of it is the fully qualified domain name of the WAR file. Okay. And when you install it, can we test what you did to see whether is that how you were executing?
Well, no, I used their GUI, which is I used the JSP file.
Okay.
To get, just like they did. They click on the link.
Okay.
So what happened is this JSP file, there's an XREF. You click on that thing, it goes to this URL link.
Okay.
But I did not try to type in from a browser address to.
Okay. Do we have a connect? Did you clean that out?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because we did an install over here on a version that works with Java 8, and we're able to get it up and running. It took, yeah, so there are about 350 different items on there, and that took a couple of minutes. Do you think that this is as optimized as it can be, or in the little bit of time you have before you graduate?
Yeah, the thing is, the data actually is coming slow from the server, and it's coming in from the server. That's why the data is slow right now, because the data is around like 1.5 to 2 MBs that we are receiving from the server. So to fetch that data, the most amount of time is going on. But that's why the program is slow right now. But I guess if you launch this software in your local host where the data might be fetched faster, the response might be faster.
Yeah, okay. So it was the initial feed that you were getting from the XML feed that you were getting, you're saying, takes a while. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can try it out yourself. I mean, if you just launch this in your browser and launch the normal URL of the XchangeCore in your browser just to fetch the XML data, you can see it takes the time to load that data.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I guess we've got two things, getting to Java 7 and then creating the configuration file to externally define at setup what XchangeCore I'm going to look at. And then third thing is take a look at those pop-ups to see why that was not resolving.
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, okay.
And one more thing, James, do you want us to create any kind of a brief document or something related to the whatever work we have done here?
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say from my end, a little bit of description about what you did, and a little, page of how to install this and explaining the configuration file. So yeah, enough that somebody could pick up the package and go off and install it and understand what it does.
Okay. Jim, I just saw that GeoJSON thing, the pop-up issue which we're getting. I think I found out the issue about that. Can Abhishek, can you please open that again in your browser, the GeoJSON pop-up?
This link?
No, I think you have already just enter just paste our code, GeoJSON code in this. Can you just yeah, can you also scroll to the top of this code? Yeah, just yeah. You just test the GeoJSON. Okay, can you just click on any one of the one? Okay. Yeah. Okay. James, can you see that initially you can see the field names can be seen, right? Display field name at the top.
Right.
Can you see that? Yeah, and input IO underscore name can be seen. So I just played around with GeoJSON and I saw that in this website you can't see the objects which are embedded into other objects. So because display field name has just one property IO underscore name, it can be seen in this. But other properties like you can see fields. Field is a class object which contains more objects. So this website cannot read those objects right now. You can just see the main objects from outside, but if an object contains another object, it cannot read it. This website has no system to read those objects. That's why we can't see that data.
All right.
What we can do is we can check for some other kind of GeoJSON code validator and try if that has a better capability to show or to test your code.
Yeah, because obviously you can see that is a big gap. So need to check and see whether it is this particular site, and this is using Leaflet, which is a pretty common application. Actually, if you go back to the URL where you were before, or sorry, the browser with Google, because below this validator, the next one down is Mapbox is another big application. I don't know whether that gets us there or not, because that's going into GitHub.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
just,
it's
yeah, that's not it.
We'll have to download it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try
Okay.
around with some other validators and we'll see.
Okay. Can you just share my screen with everyone else?
Yes. Let me add. Who was speaking?
This is Harsh.
All right. I am going to make you a presenter. And yep, there you go.
I guess he is on mute. Can you
Okay.
him?
Oh, there we go. All right.
Harsh, were you saying something? Because you were on mute, we couldn't hear you.
Okay. I was just saying that we'll just check out the issue. We'll just try some other validators and see what the issue is. Yeah, whether the issue is with our GeoJSON code or whether it actually GeoJSON cannot read the inside objects. And we'll just get back to you in a couple of days with that.
Okay. That'll be fine. So 3 things then: the configuration file, these reading of these objects inside of there, and I didn't write down what the third one was.
Oh.
Oh, that's right, the 1.7.
Yeah, the Java version.
Sure. Okay, we can do that. All those 3 things.
All right, good. I think
Actually, it's pretty cool.
very nice. We wrap these couple of things up,
Here
and
we
I think
go.
we'll be
I
in.
got it.
Oh,
So,
and you did that through the URL?
no, but this is where I dropped the WAR file.
Yeah.
So this is the whole URL. I dropped it since its name's Spoton.war, so Spoton is part of the URL. And then the web API, just like what they said. My resource is just like what they said. So the thing I haven't tried is what if I add another product type? Or does it work?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll play with that.
Is it just incident, the product type?
No. You pass anything through after the question mark because there are several different kinds of products in there. And we just use incident as an example, but I assume you will just pass through whatever it is that you get.
And they know to transform that as a GeoJSON?
Probably not. So I was focusing. That's the next semester.
It's like, boy,
Yeah.
I would be surprised
Yeah.
if it became. Okay.
No, Daphne's making a good point. We do have other product types, but they actually are going to be a different GeoJSON transformation.
Then
So
of course, other
Yeah.
products have no that long. I don't know what GeoJSON we're talking about.
Right.
So incident will be good for that.
okay, conversation on our end is over. But that-
I like it.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll surely address these 3 points plus the we can hash out a document what all we have done with this project, and then we'll get back to you in a couple of days.
All right, terrific. Good work. I'm proud of you, all of you.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. And we'll talk soon.
Sure.
All right,
Have a
bye now.
good rest of the day.